just the whole idea of navigating through uncertainty. This latest with Devin, what's the mood of the guys right now going into the game without Devin, without Chris?
I don't think the mood has changed at all. I just think guys are somewhat used to these different challenges that come up. And that's just been about it. There hasn't been at least from my perspective, any dissecting the gym or anything like that to make sure everybody's okay. I mean, we've dealt with challenges all year, and this is just another one of them.
Looking at pain coming back, just the immediate thing that you see, considering now Devin.
Yeah. I mean, I think it just gives us more balance to the rotation for sure, having another ball handler that knows what we're about and what we're trying to do. And it will help Aaron settle into his role. And, obviously, guys will have to take on more of a responsibility, but not one person has to do it. I think more than anything, our defense in the third quarter has to be much better than it's been post All-Star. I think we're like 38 plus every third quarter. That to me is the place where we have to improve. That would complement, not having Chris and Book. We can't replace those two guys, but we certainly can play the kind of defense that we need to play so we can, have more confidence and less of a hole when you give up that many points.
Some guys tend to, when I hear guys say all the time, I want to do more, but then it's like that's added pressure to do more because certain guys, how do you guard against guys feeling like they have to maybe go beyond doing more?
I don't know, because we never even talk about that stuff as a staff. I don't talk to guys about that when somebody's out. You don't designate like, hey, you got to do more. We don't do that. We just try to give our guys the best chance to be successful. And again, if you play to the standard, it allows for guys to maybe increase in production in increments, but not, we don't need anybody to try to go for 55 tonight. We just need to, do what we do, play better defense, take care of the ball, and not have as many my bads. I feel like the last 3 games, been a lot of my bads. We just won one. That to me is where we have to do more, cutting down on the mistakes corporately, but trying to fill Chris and Book's shoes. That would be a fatal blow, in my opinion.
With Cam, he's been out for 15 games or so now. Is there a minutes restriction for him?
I'm gonna try to, do the best I can and play both of those guys in spurts. I think it'll help Aaron's ankle, but it will also help Cam get, reacclimated. When you've been out as long as Cam, playing in longer stretches, you tend to reach a point of diminishing returns with guys. The shelf life, it comes up quick. So I'm hopeful to play both of those guys in 5-6 minute stretches and then just keep them, keep an eye on them, but hopefully get them in and out.
You mentioned the defensive end of the floor. Is there anything specifically with that side of the ball that you kind of identified as, not being up to the normal standards?
Well, one, just play 2 good teams, but the lack of practice time and going over things that we've made mistakes on, we haven't had the time to really go over it. We've seen it, but it just hasn't been consistently as far as what we need to do. Yesterday's practice and this morning's meeting we feel like a step in the right direction for us because we're a team that relies on reps, and we say reps removed doubt, and that's something that we haven't had. So the ball pressure has been decent. It's been the backside that we've struggled with, and that tends to get stressed out when you're playing against a team like Utah that runs 50, 60 pick and rolls. You're going to be stressed out on the backside, and that's what we saw.
In addition to the defense, Monty, you've been able to talk about that practice time, rebounding.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's been some things that we can do a much better job of. We got to meet the bigs a lot earlier. We played against taller guys attacking the basket, and we've met them late. But most teams have to do a much better job of that. But again, it's been the backside of our defense that's, we've seen needs the improvement in that area. And then we've given up a number of, threes that we typically don't give up. Strong corner threes when the ball's driving at you and you're in the corner guarding a guy. We're helping off of the strong corner and giving up that three. That's been a bit of an issue for us the past couple of games. So we feel like we had enough reps in that yesterday to rectify that problem.
Chris and Devin, it's one of those instances where your core philosophies don't change, and even more so, you're relying on them more than ever in a time like this.
I think so. I mean, I think you have to be as diligent about the standard of play, your concepts, the foundational things that allow for you to be successful. We've played without one or the other, but never without both, not to my knowledge. And so this is a different world for us, but I think it's a chance for us to grow. And I think our guys are up for the challenge. But again, we have to cut down on the my bads so that we can, have a chance to, play on a level field. We've been digging ourselves a hole, especially in the third quarter, which I keep bringing up. But it is a different beast, and I'm not trying to diminish it. You're talking about, two Hall of Fame players, best backcourt in the league, not being able to play. So I think solid rules the day when you don't have those two guys.
What have you thought about Anthony Simons' performance this year, particularly now that he's become kind of the Damian Gone?
It's just a dynamic scorer. I mean, he's shooting the ball from, 8 feet behind the line. He can put it down and get to the basket. He can play in the mid-range. He can shoot the step back from the three. He can shoot it from the two. And we, the league saw it even before the trade. He's just getting more usage now. That's the word of the day. But the fearlessness with him is something that you're starting to see now. And, he can tell he's been around Dame because he makes the pocket pass like Dame does in certain coverages. When you're around great players, they tend to rub off on you, but he's talented for sure.
You talk about usage. So do you feel like it's been more, is he just getting more opportunity now, or have you seen him improve maybe from last season to this season?
I'm not qualified to dissect that much. I just know that when we watch the film and I watch a few games to get ready for Portland in general, that's what I see is just a guy who's had confidence. Now he's just getting more opportunities with, no CJ and no Dame. The ball's in his hands a ton, and then no Nurkic. And so you can see that he, not only does he have the opportunities, but he's not afraid of those moments. And that's where, you have to be pretty diligent about being aware of him in every level on the floor. So he's just a really good player.
Monty, regarding Monty Williams' offense, there's been a lot of games like there was on Sunday. We had a lot of offense touches
Sure.
in the first half. Second half, it's a lot fewer. Is that really a product of how the defense changes at halftime, or is it what else is going on there?
I think it's just the way the league is. We all make our adjustments at halftime. Teams tend to change up their pick and roll coverages in a different way. Sometimes teams change it up on the ball, but then they can change it up on the backside. And a lot of his opportunities are in the pocket. And what's happening at times, the low man is trying to take him out, and he's doing a decent job of finding guys on the backside. And look, we can also do a better job of, getting him the ball. Even when they do that, you just have to do it in a different environment. And that's something that we talked about this morning, especially now with Chris and Book being out. DA is a prime guy to have more opportunities or usage, if you will.
Coach, was there, before, you know, COVID came into play and adjustment of not having a guy or having a guy, what were reference points for you when that happened? That you said, I saw this before, or I've seen something like this where injuries or whatnot, and you have stayed with that or continue to lean on that throughout what's going on?
I don't think COVID has given us that opportunity. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. I think there was the notion that we might be through it as far as guys being out, but all of us were in Cleveland in such a huge gathering of athletes and people and all the stuff that we went through. I'm not surprised that, you know, it's popping up just a little bit. But I can't remember any time in my career where I've dealt with anything like this. That's why we've said we just have to navigate uncertainty, because you just don't know. I think our guys have done a good job of just plowing forward. I've said it, everything you want's on the other side of hard. This is just another hard for us. And if we get by it, get past it the way we know we can, we'll be better.
Like you said earlier, the shoot around that Portland is a dangerous team. You use the term renegades, similar to the Clippers, just young, nothing to lose. You see a lot of parallels from when you guys were in the bubble around that 8-0 run. How do you keep that same type of approach, even though you're the Western Conference champs and you know you've gotten as far as you have this season?
We don't spend a lot of time talking about that stuff. We talk about playing to our standard. And if you play to your standard, you can overcome the doubt that comes with those kinds of narratives. And we don't spend a lot of time talking about that stuff. We know that every team in the NBA is dangerous. And when you step on the floor, you can get your butt whipped. That's one thing we stress all the time. And it's why veteran leadership is so important. Chris and Jay and Book talk about that a lot. We feel like, you know, we feel like we're still that team, still fighting for the respect that we want. And we just want to win the game. That's how we try to simply put it. Thank you. Yep.